Alright guys, so as you guys see, it's time to put the motor back together. As I showed you guys in the previous video, we got my transmission back from the guy that was putting it together. We got the LSD in there, so no more one tire fire. Ready for that all-wheel drive and everything, so time to put this sucker back together and get some stuff done on the CRV, a little wiring here and there, redo the intercooler piping, because I'm putting in the dual core aluminum radiator, and it pretty much, I can't have the intercooler piping where I'm gonna have it right now because it's thicker. I gotta move it more towards the driver's side, and that ends up taking up the spot for it. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the transmission back on the motor, and then we're gonna go ahead and once I do that, go ahead and put a little bit of work into the car and do the wiring. What else do I have to do on that end? That's pretty much it. Just mess with the wiring, and then gotta do the starter. And since I'm by myself right now, I don't have too much help, so it might take me a while to get things done. So let's see how things go. Clutch fork off my buddy because I think mine might be bad, so we'll pull mine off and put this one on, and hopefully does a better clutch engagement than what it was doing before. Those sort of having some issues with that. guys saw, we got the tranny in. Really simple. Sorry. LSD. Alright guys, this is a new radiator that I got for the CRV. It's a dual core. Did a little bit of research with the guys at I think it's K20.org, and they were using like all these, you know, good brand radiators at their auto track, and you know, they were still getting hot, and they ended up finding this eBay one, which is a dual core with fan shroud and dual fans, and they started running a lot cooler than even the, you know, high names. I don't want to say any names because I ain't here to bash anybody, but yeah, it is an eBay radiator. And this is what's going on to the CRV. Got the tranny back in and the starter, so we're about to test fit the radiator. So as you guys knew before, my intercooler passed through like right here, so since the radiator is gonna get pushed further this way, it's no longer gonna, my intercooler is no longer gonna fit there, so I'm basically gonna have to go, let's see, through the bottom of there, and then maybe up there, maybe both through the bottom. It all depends on what kind of room I got to play with. Since I'm putting AC, I think the AC condenser goes right there, so that's probably not gonna work. I'm gonna have to route, you know, both intercooler piping through the bottom, and probably go with a 2.5 to 3 inch do. I think it's 2.5 from the turbo, and then 3 inch to the intake for the cold side, but I don't know yet. So yeah, that's basically where it's at previously, and as you can tell, we got some room right there for the intercooler piping, so I'm literally gonna have to push this radiator further that way. One thing that was happening was the fan. This fan was hitting my alternator, and then this one was hitting my TPS. So if I was to push this one further, it was hitting like around this area. This would clear the alternator, and then that would clear the TPS. So I gotta figure out, you know, what I'm gonna do to basically push it further out and hope, you know, it fits a lot better and don't run into any issues when I put in the motor. So fingers crossed, and hopefully we can get this working. Let's give it a couple tries and seeing where we have to be at. Alright guys, so the motor's in. I got just the driver's side and passenger side mount. Finally got the radiator to fit without hitting on the TPS. So that's in, as you guys can tell. Finally a good radiator, because my other one was leaking with the shroud and dual. I think they're maybe 10-inch fans, maybe 12s. I can't remember offhand. So this is probably going to be it for today. Sorry I didn't record when I was putting in the motor. I was basically doing it by myself, and it was just going to take way too long, and I really didn't want to edit that stuff out, so I just didn't record. But this is going to be it for today. I'm going to come back tomorrow, finish up the rest, do the mounts for the radiator, put the traction bar, harness, rear mount, and then start putting on the turbo back on. I didn't even check to see if this bad boy would fit, and bam, it fits. Power steering, here I come. So that's legit. I'm probably gonna have to heat wrap it so it doesn't touch the header.